dive today, let's understand why the world's most trusted economic number, GDP, might actually be misleading us. Because if GDP is rising, why are so many people still stressed, burnt out, and worried about money and the planet? Today, we are decoding what truly makes a society progress and why GDP is no longer enough. GDP was created in the 1930s by economist Simon Kuznets to measure industrial output, not human well-being. Yet today, governments treat GDP like a national exam score. The higher, the better. The problem? GDP counts anything with a price tag, war, deforestation, rebuilding after a flood, as growth. But it ignores mental health, inequality, clean air, family time, stress, burnout, everything that shapes real life. Between 2009 and 2012, US GDP went up, but 91% of income gains went to the top 1%. The rest? Barely anything. Even Simon Kuznets, the guy who invented GDP, won the world in 1934. The welfare of a nation can scarcely be inferred from a measure of national income. Turns out, he was right. So what should we measure instead? First, the Human Development Index, launched by UNDP in 1990, focuses on life expectancy, education, and income. This is a simple shift from how rich is a country to how well are people living. Norway topped the 2022 HDI at 0.961. Next, grows national happiness, introduced by Bhutan's King Jigme Singhe Wangchuck in 1972, tracks psychological well-being, culture, environment, and time balance. Imagine a country measuring happiness like we measure inflation. Bhutan reports 72% of its citizens are happy. Finally, the Social Progress Index, created in 2013, ignores money entirely, ranking countries by clean water, safety, rights, and opportunities. For example, Denmark and the US have similar GDPs, but Denmark scores much higher in social progress. Why? Because people there feel safer, healthier, and more supported. These aren't just numbers, they're real-life impacts. GDP doesn't show the biggest challenges of our time: climate change, digital addiction, loneliness. So new metrics are emerging. Environmental accounting assigns actual numbers to clean air, forests, water, and biodiversity. Cities like London and Singapore now treat nature as an economic asset, not a free resource. Cutting a forest may increase GDP today, but environmental accounting shows the true long-term cost. Digital well-being metrics measure screen addiction, sleep loss, online toxicity, and mental health impacts. Because a society glued to screens but losing real-world connection isn't progressing. Donut economics, Kate Raworth's powerful new model, defines real progress as staying safely between humanity's basic needs and planetary boundaries. Cities like Amsterdam are already reorganizing policies around the donut. This model offers a blueprint for sustainable development. These places show what, beyond GDP, looks like in the real world. Iceland, post-2008 crisis, tracks 39 indicators from mental health to gender equality, resulting in the lowest gender pay gap globally and high social trust. New Zealand's 2019 well-being budget prioritized youth mental health, child poverty, and indigenous well-being. This led to declining youth suicide rates and thousands of children lifted out of poverty. Barcelona's Super Blocks initiative since 2016 focuses on green spaces, local resilience, and community participation. This has reduced pollution, strengthened community belonging, and engaged 80,000 residents. These aren't experiments, they're blueprints for 21st century progress. So what's next? What you can do is stop treating GDP as the only scoreboard. Use interactive tools like the Better Life Index or Happy Planet Index. Demand leaders talk about mental health, sustainability, and community. What governments must do is create well-being dashboards, budget based on human outcomes, and track climate resilience social equity, and digital health. Redefine success beyond production and consumption. Imagine cities tracking happiness like air quality, schools measuring creativity alongside marks, and nations competing on sustainability, equality, and community strength. GDP wrote the story of the last century, but the next century, it will belong to societies that measure what truly matters. If you want more deep dives into complex world issues, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.